We believe in a future Los Angeles where it's pleasant to walk from place to place. We have great weather, we have sunny days. There's no reason why people from Los Feliz and Atwater Village shouldn't be able to meander down to the cafes and enjoy themselves without filling up the streets. There's not a lot of parking in our neighborhood. We live in an old neighborhood.
In the distance, you can see Marshall High School, that tall tower way back there. One of the biggest concerns we have with the new plans for the bridge is providing safe routes for our students to get to and from not only Marshall High School in the distance, but the other local schools within the area.
With the bridge redesign, this sidewalk is going to disappear.
And as we know, many pedestrians will take their chances and run across, particularly if you're asking them to go a half mile out of their way back behind us to get to the other side of the bridge.
This lack of access for lower income people or people who are disabled or people who don't own a car or people who can't afford to own a car, people who choose not to own a car, it's like mobility apartheid.
Because of the pattern of traffic flow here, where there are significant gaps between vehicles, that is likely to create a situation where if you're a young person and you don't want a detour, it's going to look like a plausible crossing. And what that does is just create opportunities for conflicts between students trying to get to school and people going across the bridge frequently above the speed limit. And it's all because the city is unwilling to respond to the numbers in its own traffic study that show that there will not be a significant delay from reducing to a 3-lane configuration.
For me, I'm concerned with the way that we approach the bridge redesign because we're making massive investments into accessibility to the river, and a pylon bridge, while it helps in that process,
it's not going to provide the pedestrian connection that we need to allow people to get safely across Hyperion. You can see where the pedestrian bridge across the LA River is going to put you. It's not going to get you to the other side. It's going to leave you having to go through that fence, cross 4 lanes of Glendale Boulevard, somehow get across this freeway, up that hill, and eventually over to where you're trying to go.
The actual bike lane would be about another foot wider where my foot is out here. Any bicyclist coming down here who accidentally hits the wall with their handlebar, it's going to make the bar cross to the right. Now on a bicycle, the turn angle of the bars and the movement of a person's body are opposite. So if you hit the wall, it's going to throw your body to the left and into traffic. Now, as bad as that sounds, now add pedestrians walking up the hill in your direction, and it becomes a game of somewhere between chicken and Frogger, neither of which is what we would like to see built on this bridge.
There's a stairway access that goes down to the river. Ambush crimes have been committed over the years, so a lot of folks in this area know that the north side sidewalk is actually not preferable, and they walk on the south side because there are no stairways and ambush areas. If we lose this sidewalk, you're forcing people to have to stay on that side of the bridge.
In the stairway's current state, I would not use it because there's no lighting and it's very dangerous. Even if it were to get fully lit, I would feel unsafe using these stairways because even if it's fully lit and you can see it, if I was in danger, there's no way anyone could hear you from down there because you're surrounded by the 5 and this very busy bridge.
The speeds on the bridge are clocked at about 50 miles an hour average, according to the engineers that are working on this project. If we reduce a lane, it actually slows the speeders down and increases the volume of traffic that goes through.
Every single plan proposed shows a level of service of a level E at the intersections. Why are they concerned about a level of service of E on the bridge? We don't need them speeding only to slow down in a traffic jam.
You can see that there's about a quarter of a mile of distance between Rowena and the Waverly Bridge upon which we're now standing to shoot this shot. There's plenty of room, at least 1,000 feet and more, to have a merge zone where the 2 lanes can merge into one for the options on the bridge with a single lane on the downhill side. So this idea that traffic is going to somehow magically back up doesn't really make sense.
Our redesign and treatment of this bridge will reveal how, who are the valued people within our community and how easily they will be able to access school and church and groceries will determine really their quality of life.
My question is, where is the mayor when we're really talking about true accessibility? When he talks about that everyone should have access and he wants to make Los Angeles more of a pedestrian type city, he can't just talk. He has to actually do.
I love the mayor for his vision of the Los Angeles River as revitalized and green and accessible for every community along its 51 miles.
And removing a sidewalk is counterintuitive to that. We need to make this bridge a bridge for the future that we want, not the past.